Hello. TGIF, everybody. Welcome to 20 Sides of Every Story. We are playing Temple of Elemental Evil tonight with some of the supporters of the channel. So this is, if you're joining us for the first time, 20 Sides to Every Story. We are a gaming community and, of course, Twitch channel. And so we broadcast a lot of the fun that we are having throughout the week. This particular game is an open game that people are free to join. I think we've lost count of how many people have joined this game at one point or another, but it's just kind of a fun way to roll some dice, get to know some other people in the 20 Sides to Every Story community, and I don't know, hopefully it's entertaining. So this is, I think, episode 27, which is a 27th session of this thus far. We started this back, I think in like June, because Goodman Games gave us kind of an advanced copy, and we were able to start playing it a little bit earlier before it got published. So yeah, if you're interested in joining this game, probably the best way for you to do that would be just to come and join us in our Discord server. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll have that link there in the description of the video, so you can come join us. If you're watching here on Twitch, there it is in the Twitch chat. Love to have you come join us and hang out with us. We're a pretty active group, often talking about our hobbies, sharing ideas about D&D and computer games or whatever the case might be. So come hang out with us. We think we're cool. We think we're fun. And it'll be even cooler if you come and join us. If you like what we do here on the channel and want to support the channel financially, you could do so with the Patreon. So I'll throw the link to that there. The big incentive with the Patreon is our patrons get first chance or priority for when these games happen, so that sign up a little bit early and get the first spots. But it's certainly not a barrier for you to come and join in on a game. If you're interested in getting in a game, we'll get you in one. Yeah, that's all I've got for the basics there about who we are. So let's get started with the game. So at this point in the campaign, our heroes have banded together with numerous adventurers, as well as some of the militia from the town of Hamlet, some of the gnomes from the Crown Assembly, and some of the elves from the Gnarly Forest. And hey, thank you for the cheer. That's my dad. He's given some bits to the channel. That's nice. Thank you so much. Just buttering me up so I won't kill his character too. We had a character death in this last session. Maybe two, I guess technically two. But one of the characters had been resurrected by St. Cuthbert. Brought his influence to save one of the adventurers, and the other, Ziloff, did not get such a gift. So in the previous session, the big group has come to the temple here and has been trying to root out these elemental cults that have been sort of plaguing the area and trying to reemerge. And some of their plots have been foiled at this point. The water cult had been trying to bring into the world their one of the Arco elementals, the princess of elemental water, Olhydra. And in the very last session, the group confronted the fire cult, or what they thought was the fire cult. It turned out that the newly crowned leader of the fire cult was not actually a true believer in the philosophy and teachings of the cult, but was actually a charlatan who belonged to a group called the Scarlet Brotherhood. And he had infiltrated the cult and managed to convince most of its members to sacrifice themselves to their ideals, and had since been using the temple to try to construct some of these sort of weapons of mass destruction, these things called the devastation orbs, which can only be created here in the temple. So there's basically like orbs that have a timer. They expire, and when they expire, they explode and create an environmental effect that can go out for miles and create all sorts of environmental effects that are devastating to the nearby locale or whatever. We've only experienced one of the fire orbs had gone off near Hamlet and now in that area wildfires and sporadic immolations happen. So a little bit of a problem. The reason I bring this up is because in the final moments of that man's life, Elazar Flydragon, he tried to plead with the party that they should spare him his life because there were more devastation orbs and only he knew where they were. Nonetheless, the party at that point was pretty beat up, and they were in no mood to talk to this guy or deal with him. So they did kill him. And so that's sort of a rumor, I guess it's flying around right now is, are there truly more of these things, or was it a lie that he was telling to try to bargain for his life? So question mark there. I could probably go on and on about details, but basically the long and short of it is the water, fire, and earth cults have all been effectively defeated in terms of their leadership and membership. The only cult that has eluded us this entire time has been the air cult. We know that the air cultist, his name is Kelno, and he has sort of low-key been interacting with the group, but in an unseen way. He opened up a gate for you at one point, and he's done some just other things, I think, along the way that kind of suggested he is open to friendship or alliance, but we've never talked to him or seen him. And so I'll leave it there for a second. I think we should do some like character introductions before we go much further with our story. So we'll just go around the table here, and each of you give us your character name, and maybe just tell us a little bit about what's going on with your character as we open up this session. Yeah, so let's start here. Let's start with Udo.
Yeah, Udo is a 4th level Goliath Rune Knight fighter. Kind of used to be sort of happy-go-lucky at 1st level, now at 4th level, having ventured into a bunch. He's a little more stoic and less happy-go-lucky. But I would say at this point, what's going on with him is you guys have definitely noticed that he's acting a little bit, and kind of talking to himself, being a little bit strange. Maybe some of the characters have written it off as maybe a little bit of missing his buddies lost in battle. But you guys are definitely noticing that there's something up with.
In Udo, you maybe not unlike some of the stuff that's been going on with Thorwald and Udo. You'd been a captive of the fire cult for a little bit, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
hence sort of I think that's sort of when the changeover happened from being sort of running through doors in the temple to explore to like trying to protect his friends, sort of stand in front as a shield.
Yeah. Let's check in then with how about Cherry?
So Cherry is a 3rd level Tiefling barbarian. She's still pretty much her same chipper self, but things are starting to hit her with a lot of people going down and not coming back up again over the last couple days. And yeah, so she's just kind of trying to push forward with it and not think about it too much.
Sounds good. I think we'll skip the good doctor for now. There's a couple of characters here. Let's go next to Noki.
Hi there. So Naki is a half elf, um, and really, I guess, fatalistically, but not too fatalistically, looking at this entire situation as this is all the stuff I was trying to get away from. Why did I make the decision to come back here again? And then, oh yes, all of my friends whom have died, which is what I was actually trying to get away from. So much like everybody else, I've been sort of distancing myself from the campaign, even though I did a pretty good job the last time I went out. And saved children, all of that. That was all good. And then, no. So I've started to just start to keep a diary and record historical events and try to remember what it meant, what it felt like when I was actually studying history instead of living it. So that's pretty much Nuki.
All right, and then let's go next to Eustace.
Hi everyone, I'm Orion and my character is Eustace Everwood. Eustace is a human warlock of the Archfey. Still very clueless about it, but is hoping to find those air cultists and put some questions to them and maybe get a little closer.
All right, and then Lix, we'll pause on you for a second. I'll have you kind of describe yourself in a little bit here. But as we're opening up this session, so this is day one of this big contingent coming to the temple. So the group that includes all of the adventurers that are still in Hamlet or had still been in Hamlet, some of the militia from Hamlet, so some of the common folk have taken up arms and are here to kind of secure this massive complex of the temple. Needs more eyes on its halls just to make sure that you don't get snuck up on from Laris forces or God knows what else might be lurking down here in the temple. And you're also getting some assistance from the Free Assembly of the Cron Hills, the gnomes that live there, and some of the elves that live in the gnarly forest. So, in composition, although this group is much, 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 much smaller than the armies that fought at the Battle of Emerity Meadows, it is in many ways composed of some of the spirit of some of the same actors from that time. And of course, the opposition is much smaller this time around, too. These cults are not at the size of having armies themselves. They're just sort of fringe groups that have delved here into the temple, trying to bring back, maybe plant the seeds to become that once again. So it's maybe been about 6 hours since the doors were cracked open and the group came down here. And a lot has happened in that 6 hours. Different groups kind of taking care of different tasks during this time. And so you four have been asked to come and meet with Elmo. So Elmo is the kind of the de facto leader of the Council of Hamlet at this point. You enter into a chamber where he is set up. It's sort of it looks like this chamber has some elegant tapestries that are still intact on the walls. Nice rug on the floor, a table that has been set up with some refreshments and some maps and charts. Elmo has been taking stock of descriptions from all of the different adventurers of areas of the temple they've been in and has put together sort of a map to kind of try to help you to sort out where you're going to delve or where your next move is going to be. And incidentally, he's also placed a number of kegs in here, and he has a full mug in hand. He's actually sitting down at this point. He's been drinking quite a bit during the day, and so he's having a sit. But also inside the room are two other characters, and so one might be familiar to some of you. I'll have Dawson. Do you want to introduce or just describe who we're seeing as you come into the room?
Hi, I'm Dawson. I'm playing Dr. Heinrich Chernoff. He is a level 3 rogue of the Inquisitive variety. And what you see as you enter is a it may have been quite a bit of time, maybe about, I believe, a couple of weeks, if not a month, since he's been Hamlet. Heavier set man, wears a nice red cloak, medicine bag on his side, and fantastic killer sideburns that would make anyone jealous. And he's entering the room.
All right, and also in the room, might be a bit startling to some of you, is a hobgoblin. And so, Isaac, I'll have you introduce who do we see as they're coming into the room.
Next to the good doctor, you'd see a female hobgoblin, kind of peering around, kind of keeping her hand close to her belt, and she seems a smaller frame, hair braided back. One of her eyes looks like it's just been busted up pretty good, but she still sits, but still she's still kind of, though she looks like she's been in a scuffle recently, she looks like she's still pretty strong as she comes forward and just peers at the rest of you, but stays quiet and silent.
So as the group comes in here, Elmo, his eyes get wide, and he takes a big gulp from his foamy mug, and he says, "Oi, I'm so glad that the lot of you come in here. We got some visitors, and I'll be honest with you, I'm about 8 beers in right now, and I just need some help kind of sorting through their proposal, the thing that they're telling us about. It seems that Kelno of the air cult is requesting a meeting." And then
Elmo.
he kind of, he looks at you, Doctor, for you to kind of elaborate on this. And you can just tell his eyes are judging you with some suspicion. And you get the feeling he's not like totally sold on the idea of meeting with Kelno.
Not to be rude or anything, but my professional medical opinion, being what is the term you people use? He's drunk in the depths of a dungeon does not really bode well for the current circumstance. Few beers, yes, but based on your looks right now, not the best. But I digress. Eustace, Jerry, it's been a great time seeing you once again. I don't believe I've met you two. And he's gesturing towards Udo and Noki.
Hi. I haven't met you either. So, shall we do the introductions?
Oh, I am Dr. Heinrich Chernoff. Just call me Heinrich. I used to be the potion maker and doctor in Hamlet about a few months back.
Oh. You and I need to talk later because I need some more seasonings. The tavern, you could probably help.
I beg your pardon. Seasonings?
Yes, seasonings. I'll
What
explain
kind? He's like flabbergasted. Yeah. Besides, where was I? Oh yes. Recently I've been down here working. As I know, it sounds bad. Believe me, trust me. I know it's just completely bizarre. Because, as you know, I hightailed it out of Hamlet not too long ago. But I was kind of left broke, as we are well aware, and trying to find means of coin in these recent times haven't been really good, in a sense. So I decided maybe, with all the knowledge that's down here in this temple, I could possibly figure out a way to enhance my remedies to make it more potent to help more people. I know it sounds utterly bizarre, but trust me, it's all for a good cause. That's when I seen that Lairless group and your group have been scuffling about this place, and I wound up in a room meeting a lovely gentleman by the name of Kelno. Lovely chap, even though he's, as one of you may know, he's already one of the air cultists. But actually, he's a pretty honest man. I see he likes to have a meeting with you to discuss a more possible kinship, alliance. I wouldn't be the proper orator for him. He would be the one to express this point.
Well, how much help can he offer us? From what we've heard, he's a one-man operation, and all of his followers are gone.
Has he not helped you already, Elmo?
That is true, he has. Although, always from the shadows, we've been trying to find this fellow for some time. What makes him crawl out of the woodwork now?
He's a bit in a more desperate situation, as it's more or less called. Here, have you met my companion? Lex, could you more elaborate on the point a little better than I can?
Well, it seems that he wants to talk to you, and he's paid me to make sure that you don't harm this man here. Seems you're not harming him, so that's fine. I think it's best that you go and talk to him so I get paid.
It's a sensible reason.
I
There
mean,
is little room for argument with that.
he seemed nice based on the note. That's kind of all I know about the guy. I'm down.
That's good. Note's fine.
A
Well,
lot about a person based on their writing.
No, you seem a little bit off-put by this.
Oh, sorry, I having trouble hearing. Could you shut up? Be quiet for a minute. I'm trying to talk.
I
Yeah,
didn't
sorry.
say a thing.
You fine? You okay?
Yeah, no, yeah, whatever you guys decide. Just, no, you're good. We're good. I'm fine. We're fine.
Maybe you should have a drink. That's what I
Maybe-
usually do when I'm starting to hear the voices. I'm kidding. I don't hear voices, but I heard it helps.
Yeah.
When you have some free time, feel free to come and talk with me. But as we know, I am here to send a message, and the message has been sent. It is up for you to decide if you wish to follow me and my compatriots back.
So I'm gonna grab a beer from Elmo and kind of pour it and just yeah, I'm ready. Whatever you guys decide is a good idea.
All right.
I'm gonna grab food off the table if there is any to grab.
Yeah, there's like some fruit and some bread. Nothing too fancy, but just some of the provisions that have been kind of laid out. So you do that. Elmo is just totally like, if you're all comfortable going and meeting with Kelno, he sees the benefit, of course. Having somebody that maybe knows the lay of the land down here could be helpful. And yeah, so he kind of greenlights this expedition down. And unless there's anything that any of you want to do, we can kind of fast track to that scene. There's not going to be anything that's going to come between you and meeting Kelno.
Doctor will tell Elmo that if anyone in the party in the future would need medical assistance in terms of healing, he is happy to offer his services.
I'm happy to accept them.
Yeah, he tells you that he understands the money woes that you maybe are having, and he regrets that he doesn't have like a ton to pay you with right now, but he would certainly mark it down as in the ledgers as a debt owed to Hamlet, and get you money in time. So, all right. Well, with that, then your group heads down to the second level of the temple.
And I would say on the way there, since nothing's happening, that there's probably a couple outbursts from Udo, where he's just kind of yelling nonsense and maybe walking off into a corner by himself for a little while, listening to the walls, listening to the floor, but then catching up with the team and maybe doing a little bit of the whistle walk behind them, like, yo, no, I'm fine, everything's cool, we're good here.
Does there seem to be an issue, Udo? You seem a little off-put.
I can't take it anymore. There's something going on. There's some
This
woman.
won't work.
Udo,
This won't work.
Udo, look at me.
She's in my head. The voice. Oh my god! Oh, it's actually a quite beautiful voice. It's raspy and just luscious, but I can't take it anymore.
And the doctor, in his infinite medical wisdom, have any idea what is going on to poor Udo?
Sure, make a medicine check.
Excellent. Boop a doop boop boop a doop boop boop. 23.
23. Yeah, Galaxian says, this is role-playing, folks. You know what, Udo? Take a point of inspiration. I was thinking that myself.
You earned it.
So with the 23, you've already been sort of briefed a bit on what might be happening to Udo. So Kelno has been talking with you about a certain affliction that may be spreading. Zugat Moy, the demoness, who is the demon of fungus and death and decay. This is essentially her prison, and her fungal spores can infect humanoids and communicate directly with them, and in extreme cases, if untreated, could take control of them. And as you're kind of deducing what is happening to Udo, you kind of take a glance, maybe. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Ooh. Could I argue for investigation instead? Or is it more of a perception thing?
I would say yes, if you can get up to Udo and allow him to examine. Perception would be like you're trying to take a glance maybe without him knowing.
Udo, it is in my professional opinion I give you a full medical examination. With permission, may I begin? And he's like gonna puff up his coat, just like he's ready to get
It'd
to work.
be best if you let him do it. She'd kind of stand up, kind of behind him.
You can make it stop. You can do whatever you want.
Stop yelling.
That sounds like consent to me, and I will.
Sure, and you could have advantage on the roll.
22.
So there is like a growth, like right behind maybe like his ear. It's not like too large yet. It's maybe like the size of coin or a button, maybe the size of a button. But it's like a skin tag almost that's like kind of grown and like kind of puffed out. It looks kind of pussy maybe. But this is what it would look like if it was in its early phases. And the thing about it is you can remove it, but it's attached to the brain. And so removing it would kill person. Like physically cutting it out.
Who said anything about removing it? He's gonna pull out his medical syringe and just give it a little tink tink. This is only going to hurt a little bit, but I need a sample.
Dead.
And he's gonna gather a sample for further research.
Sounds good. So yeah, you do that. Collect a little something for and yeah, I don't think anything anyone else is doing as this is playing out.
I'm drawing a small picture, not nearly as well as I would like, of the growth. Just noting that, and have already noted his consent. But more, I'm paying much closer attention to the hobgoblin. Guest, friend, guide. She seems to be so sensible. That's all.
She would just notice you for a second and then look back at Udo. Now, Udo, is it? I need you to get a hold of your situation. I need this to work. Do I have a promise from you that you will try to control yourself as we move further into the temple?
Best. It keeps going. I might need a break, but I will let you know if it this beautiful voice in my head drives me. But then again, if it drives me mad, I might not know. So, but I'll do my best. I will definitely do my best.
If you feel the sensation that you need to yell again, bite down on your thumb. That will help.
Can't we give him leather
Just like
instead?
that, yes.
I think he has the sensation again, based on my observations.
And is he yelling, Doc?
Or it's not. I think he, but
then it works. We're good to go.
He's gonna pull out just like a little piece of like rubber that he would use, and it's like, bite on this. It's gonna be better for your teeth and your thumb.
Yeah, you don't accidentally want to bite that off or anything. You kind of need it.
Yeah, so Udo's gonna definitely grab that rubber. This voice has been going on for hours, and he's just kind of tired of playing tough guy. It's driving him.
I should hopefully have a remedy for you shortly, but it may take some time.
So as you're traveling, you're having the conversation, you stop to kind of deal with this situation with Udo. And as you pick back up, you're walking through the stone corridors. You'll eventually get to the doors of the air temple. They open up. Likely Lix and Dr. Heinrich probably do the instructional thing and teach you how to pass through here safely. You just have to draw for yourself the mark of the air cult to be able to pass through these doors. And then you make it into this next chamber. I'll give you the description here. It's illuminated, and this is a large open space, a ceiling. It vaults up 40 feet. And the entire place sort of has this like opalescent, pearlescent kind of glow to it. There's sort of a low mist that like hovers on the floor, maybe 2 feet or so. Just kind of this, not like super, maybe got a little bit of a chill if like you reached your hand down into it, but not so much that it pains you or anything like that. The walls are of a polished gray stone, and it seems like kind of like as the light hits the walls, there's sort of a glittering like mica or some kind of maybe metal that's kind of mixed in with the stone. It kind of gives it this like kind of sheen or shine. In the middle of the room, right here, there is a great pierced square of bronze. It's 10 feet on a side. And it seems to be pierced in the middle with a circular hole that descends down. And as you look up into the ceiling, there's also a hole up at the apex of the dome up above. And there seems to be sort of like maybe an azure like glow or aura, like this column of light that runs from ceiling to floor. Immediately to the south of this pit there's a block of alabaster measuring 2 feet wide, 4 feet high, and 8 feet long. Atop it is a bowl of the finest crystal, and there are crystal braziers suspended from tripods by chains of silver. And they're lit, and there's sort of a faint, perfumed kind of incense that's burning in them, and so there's sort of a pleasant smell in the air. Right in front of you, I think I'll start with the one that maybe some of you recognized. Have any of you met this troll before, Ulgrist?
Yes.
So he's standing there. He's got his arms folded, and he's looking at you all, and then he recognizes Noki. He's like, "Hey, Cult of Hamlet. Hey, long time no see. How you been?"
Good. I'm alive. You too. How'd that happen?
I don't know. I've been wheeling and dealing. I worked for the water cult for a little bit, but those guys, they were into some weird stuff. Like they're talking like summoning a big scary thing into the world. I was like, nah, man, I'm not into that. So then I find Kelno here, and he's flush. He's got loads of money, and he set me up real nice, and so we worked something out. Now I work for him. But
Does
hey,
that mean we can't hire you anymore or like
Hey.
deal with you anymore?
and he's looking over at Kelno, and Kelno's kind of giving him sort of like a side eye, and he's just like kind of looks like he's like amused a bit, like he knows who he got into business with, but he's like, hey, low key, maybe we talk later. Maybe we work some kind of like, you know, I'm sort of in this like gig economy kind of thing, so maybe I can like work a couple of things out, you know.
I'm up for it. I'm up for it. And I kind of like Loki. Thanks.
And the other individual here is one that none of you have seen or met other than Dr. Heinrich and Lex. An older man, which sort of runs in contrast to the other cult leaders. All of the other cult leaders have been fairly youthful. But he looks like he's probably pushing at least 60, 70. Big white beard. He's got a scar that runs down the side of his cheek. Looks like maybe he's seen a bit of action in his time. He's wearing a suit of chainmail underneath gray robes. And at his hip hangs a huge mace with a head carved to resemble a snarling demon. But he's sort of pacing about as you were entering, although he stops pacing to greet you as you come in. I'm just going to pop up quick. Kelno. And he says, well met. I hope you can understand that I am putting myself at your mercy by inviting you here. But I have to believe that you may have a moment to hear my story before rendering your verdict. But first, introductions. My name is Kelno, as I'm sure you're well aware. And I was at one time a lead representative of an organization called the Society of the Howling Justice. Much obliged. Much appreciative of making your acquaintance.
Likewise, this unexpected welcome into one of the sanctums is a far sight better than we have encountered in our other explorations here. I am Eustace Everwood, and, well, cautiously, the pleasure is ours.
I can appreciate that your meetings with the others has gone violently. As you are probably well aware, it went very violently for some of the others that I came here with as well. But I assure you that I am not like them. And probably the only way that maybe I could even begin for you to believe that is for me to tell you my story. See, this is not my first time being here. We'll have to go back even further than that, though. In my youth, I was a bit of an idealist, full of submersive contempt for my family. I come from wealth. I come from nobility. My father, in all of his strategic wisdom, dealt with conscription of the good folk from where I grew up. And I myself served in the imperialist actions of our king, as it was my duty. I fought on the front lines, right alongside the sons and daughters of farmers and costermongers. But it began to wear on me that my family and those above my family were profiting off of the sacrifice of these folk who reaped none of the reward. People like my father, people like our king, bore none of the risk. And so, out of this, a resentment, a deep-seated desire to see justice done grew in me. I decided that I could not commit to this no longer. And I committed myself to the idea of freeing those that might find themselves in indentured servitude or conscripted into armies to fight wars that they had nothing to gain from. So that is how I came to found my organization. Through this, I met many others that had the similar goals, and they taught me something about the philosophy of elemental air. And 50 years ago, I was drawn to this place to try to find power. Power that might yield justice to be done. Power that I might be able to liberate and free people conscripted like those that I used to fight with. But, that is not what I found here. What I found here was a demon who thirsted for power, who demanded sacrifice. By the time I realized the truth of what was happening here, it was too late. I was too far in. I was looking desperately for a way out. My biggest regret to this day is that I didn't come here alone. I came here with my younger brother. Eventually, it was he that was offered up as a sacrifice to be deposited into one of the elemental nodes, deposited into a pocket dimension that replicates and mirrors the characteristics of the elemental plane that it leads to. There's one for each element. One for fire, one for air, one for earth, and air, one for water. When I discovered only recently that this place had been opened up, I came back in hopes that I might be able to reunite with my brother, save him. I could feel that he is still alive. I believe that he is still alive, even if it was 50 years ago. He may still be there in that pocket dimension. So I played the part of an air cultist up until recently. Those others that were fanatics that were with me got themselves killed in their wars with the other cults. Only I remain. That is my story. I am not here to attain power. I am not here to summon some evil into our world. This is my motivation to be here, but I can't do it alone. Especially not now that Lareth and his forces are down here. I can only speculate that their true motivation is to free the demon that is imprisoned here, Zuggitmoy. That can be the only explanation. And if we don't stop them, it is a foregone conclusion that she will be freed.
We know that Lareth seeks the Golden Skull. Is that connected to this demon you speak of? Were any of you others granted the vision of the previous battle that Thorwald has told us of?
Kelno says, I remember that item, the artifact, the golden skull. Zuggitmoy wielded it in times past. I can only theorize what its powers could be, but I believe it is tied to her. Inside the golden skull were 4 crystals, one representing each of those elemental nodes. Could be that he is seeking it to free her. Could be he's seeking it to try to wield it himself. Likely a foolish exercise. Clearly, if it is connected to her, it will take control of him should he try to wield it. He will use him as her pawn to free him, or to free her. We have to stop that from happening. So
You'll have to forgive my friend. She doesn't shut up. But how do we know that we can trust her and not trying to double cross it?
He says, I don't know what I can say to make you fully trust me, but I can make a statement about my utility to you. You need somebody who knows these halls. I have been here before. I lived here. I can help you to find things, to seek things out. And then he's like looking at you strangely. He's like, she doesn't stop talking? Whatever are you talking about?
And he's kind of taking the thing out of his mouth and in as he's talking. He's like, she just won't shut up. She wants to get out of here.
Kelno, it would appear that he is currently suffering from the hallucinations from the fungal infection.
Yes. You were captive by Alrim, the fire cult, were you not?
Was.
Yes. It is my belief that all of the cult leaders are infected with that same affliction that you have. It is likely that Alrim's reasons for being so friendly with your one companion was likely to try to draw more in so that these spores could spread, so she would have control over more and more. Was there not another that was with you in imprisonment? Druid fellow? I think Galileo was the other person. He's watching, so surprise. He also got some Zuggitmoy spores.
Perhaps,
No.
Oh, go ahead. Perhaps in the interest of building trust, you would allow our physician to examine you and verify that such fungal growths are not present on your person as well.
Oh, but of course. and he'll submit to an examination by Dr. Heinrich, and you'll be able to confirm that he doesn't have those spores growing.
He appears to be clean.
So at this point, are we saying that we trust him more than we trust me?
No, we don't trust him at all, would we? Doesn't matter. Point, we're here. He's given us this lovely, lovely story. Lovely story. It's a lot like my own story, and I kind of resonate with it. And so I kind of get the end. You know, power corrupts, and I don't like being corrupted, and so therefore I'm going to go ahead and seek power so I won't be corrupted. And oh my God, here I am, corrupted. And my poor brother. So, do you want our help to get your brother, or do you want to stop the demon?
Well, it is all tied together, I'm afraid. I don't think I need to get my brother out of that place before we deal with the demon. My theory is this temple and the nodes themselves, they're all tied to her. If she is killed before I get to my brother, this whole place will collapse, the nodes will cease to exist. So I suppose my plea to you is that I need to get to my brother before anything is decided upon with regards to her. For all I care, she can stay imprisoned here. If we can prevent her from being freed, that's fine by me.
Well, that seems sensible too. Madam Hobgoblin, I forgot your name. Can you remind me?
Lex.
What?
Lex.
Lex? Lex. Okay. I don't know, you seem to have a very clear head. So what would you recommend?
Well, I was paid to bring you here. I made sure you did not harm Dr. Heisenberg. Everything else, you're asking me what I think about all this,
Yes.
if I were you, I'd take this deal. It's a good deal.
But there's no money attached to this deal yet
For
that I've
you.
heard.
Right. Either way, there could be. I'm sure.
Maybe.
What?
If it's gold that you're concerned about, remember this temple is filled with many treasures. I'm sure you'll stumble upon some on our journey forward.
I believe the troll said that your pockets were lined with gold. So if we find your brother, what's in it for us?
I will pay you. I will pay you whatever I can. I haven't done an accurate accounting of what I have left in my treasury, but I will give it all to you if you find my brother.
I'm going to be looking over at the troll and looking at his face to see if there's any expression at all. Do I need to do perception?
You could do an insight check.
Okay.
I feel like we should have done about 1,000 insight checks so far.
Something here.
Oh, brother story's a lie.
I have none.
He seems like he's like paying attention to Kelno, but troll body language and facial expressions maybe are just hard for you to read. He's paying attention, is what you know. Oh, thank you for the cheer, Jenna. Appreciate that. 100 bits for the insight checks. I don't know, Eustace, would you like to do an insight check as you're listening to Kelno's story?
I'm actually good on it. I am drinking this up. Yeah, hook, line, and sinker. No check needed to believe him. I like this guy a lot.
Okay.
Just on the payment subject, though, some members of our expedition have found great treasures down here, it is true, but what we have never found until now is a knowledgeable ally. Someone who can help us get the jump on Lareth and his forces, and someone who knows not just this level, which I have never been to until this very day, but perhaps other areas of the temple. The full accounting of the treasury, Kelno, I'm sure you could leave to my companions here, but I don't think any of us should forget what the real value of what he is offering here is. We have always been running about here blindly and being stabbed while we do it.
Hmm.
I wouldn't mind a change to that script.
Question is, how do you plan on getting your brother back? Because didn't you say that he was sacrificed or something? Like, what would we need to do? I don't want to be sacrificed personally. If this is some crazy magic stuff.
Sacrifice maybe is not 100% the right word. Offered is probably better. He was offered up to the node, a portal essentially to this pocket dimension. The idea being that Zeget Mori draws strength, draws power from the life force of those things that live and exist in the nodes. My brother being young, they started to bring many youths to be deposited into the nodes. Among other things, dragons, ogres, giants. I heard that the cult started to escalate their discovery to try to find bigger and more powerful beings to serve this purpose.
And you believe that you can your brother can come out of then also these dragons and beasts as well?
Well, my hope would be just to bring him back, to go through the nodes, to go there, try to bring him back. But of course, it would be dangerous. But all I'm asking from you is to get me there. I won't ask for you to go in with me and make that sacrifice.
I don't necessarily feel like any of us are too worried about it with you if that's what's required to achieve the goal, but sure. Do you look at everybody else? Do you want to go? Does this seem like a good deal to you? It seems like a good girl to her, a good deal to her, and I trust her judgment so far.
It's a possible return trip. It doesn't sound so bad.
Kelno says, the issue of the nodes is one that will have to wait. I am certain that the path to getting to them is a long one. They exist on the 4th level of this temple, and I am sure that Lareth and his forces, innumerous as they are, stand between us and that goal. What we need now are friends, allies. There are many individuals that these new versions of these cults have brought with them. People that are imprisoned here, trapped here. I can point you in the direction of one such prison that the fire cult had under their control until recently. And then he'll offer some descriptions of like how to get there. And if you want him to go with you, by all means he will go with you. But he's also happy to stay here in the temple to kind of watch over it, I guess, so that it doesn't get overrun by Lyra's forces as well. But then he makes another suggestion. I know that this is going to sound insane, but there is one other individual that we could look to for information or guidance or help.
Whoa, thanks for the jams, man!
Hey, thank you for the cheer. Even though I just revealed that you have a fungal infection growing in your brain, still cheering the channel, so that's good. Your character. Or is it? Maybe I did that. I pressed the button and
Maybe a little bit of both.
I am Suggit Boy.
I am Suggit Boy.
I mean, I am definitely.
He tells you that Alrum, the former leader of the fire cult, he believes is still alive and being held.
Wow, that's revealed on the night that Thorwald's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that Udo's definitely interested. This is the guy who's responsible for being a fungus attack.
So he'll leave that to your judgment, and he'll basically tell you, like, here's the room where maybe Lix was doing some spying for him. Like, this is the room where I saw Alrum. He never saw him killed. He never saw a body. He saw him go into this like one particular room and like never came out. So he'll give you like basically pings on 2 locations. The other thing that Kelno will tell you is that in a corridor just to the north, a corridor that you will have to go near to get to these 2 places, there's a large contingent of hobgoblins and an ogre that seem to be kind of patrolling. Some of the hobgoblins had worked for Kelno previously. They were hired by him, but when the other air cultists started to die off in their skirmishes with the other cults, a lot of those hobgoblins have since found other employers, more secure deals and such. Lix is sort of an anomaly in that Lix is getting a bigger share of the money now that those other guys were being paid out of from. So, with that, he's going to point out that this set of doors here will lead you to kind of the general direction where you'd want to start heading if you want to follow the objective of going and freeing these people. Either some of the people that the fire cult has been holding, so likely people from Hamlet or merchants and such, or to try and find Alrum. Or if you want to go and have a big battle with a bunch of hobgoblins, there's a hallway you can go do that too.
Yeah, Udo's definitely thinking that freeing prisoners of the fire cult. You know, he was one of their prisoners, and he's gonna, guys, we got to get them out of there, and maybe we can find this guy. Shut up! Get this voice. Maybe he put it in. Maybe he can get it out of here.
Did she tell you anything useful? Or did she just yell?
I mean, she's. I mean, her voice it's a deep, raspy. Oh, it's nice.
Yes, we know.
She says that they fear her, and she'll make it worth my while. I don't know what that means. What do you think that means? She'll make it worth my while. I mean, I'm kind of thinking about it. Every now and then I think about it. I'm not. Am I thinking about it? Are you thinking about it? She's thinking about it. I'm not thinking about it.
I hope you're not thinking about.
She's thinking about it. She is. But she won't shut up. But I'm good. I'm good, guys. I swear I'm good.
Kelno says, seems like it's escalating rather quickly. In truth, this is why I've enlisted the help of Dr. Heinrich here. I'm hopeful that we might be able to develop an antidote or a medicine that might be able to deal with that infection. If it's gotten to you, it's likely gotten to others.
It's a very complicated process, but hopefully, sometime soon we'll be able to figure out the solution to the problem. Which reminds me, you'll see him running off to a corner of the room, where you see like a huge just alchemical and herbal set just set up in the corner. He grabs a little chest, runs back. I only have 2 in reserve. Whoever needs them, take them, but I require them back after this is over. It'll open it up and it's 2 healing potions, but they have a slightly different tinge. They're more of like a bluish crystalline color. Whoever needs it, take it. But remember, I will acquire them back. And it's 2 potions of healing.
Udo actually has one.
I wouldn't mind having those. I mean, what do they taste like? One.
You know, I've never really drank one myself personally, so I couldn't tell you. I'm not used to
It's fine.
patching myself up.
Yo,
Fine.
those things are the bomb.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I will take his opinion on that.
He will hand you 1 potion of healing. I have one more. Eustace, Cherry. I mean, I can be in a lot of places at once, but I can't be everywhere.
Perhaps
should
our
take
new
these.
friend Lix, as a show of good faith between this new alliance we are forming. I always like to see a level 1 character get a... Oh, wait, no, you probably came in well above.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's held then, Lex. This one has your name on it already, so here you go.
I'll put it back when I'm done.
Very good. So, where are we off to?
Free some prisoners, right?
I think so. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. That's one of the original reasons we came to the temple for, and all our friends died. Saint Cuthbert.
Wait, who died?
A lot of people.
Zillow.
For a moment, I'd go and kind of go up to and move over to him, and I'd ask him, just kind of in a whisper, something to the effect of oh yeah, pretty much to the effect of if he would want me to go with them or not.
Yes, please go with them. Don't. I know we've talked about many things that could be beneficial or helpful. Don't be too pushy. Offer advice and counsel when they ask for it. But I leave it to you. The best thing right now is that we ensure that these people are freed. We need numbers at this point. God knows Laris grow and grow.
I'll see to it. And she'll just do a quick nod, and
He kind of
look back to the
grins
group.
and puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, I know I can depend on you. You've been a good friend.
She'll look back to the party. Well, where to?
So did he gave us an idea of on the map of where
Yeah.
the area of where the prisoners may be?
Yep. So basically, if you head out these doors here, and continue north, the first thing that you'll come across is a door that would lead to where he thinks Alrum is. Beyond that is the Great Hall, where he believes those bugbears and the ogre is. And then around the corner from that is where the prisoners would be.
And do we okay. Is the bugbears on the way to the prisoners?
Kind of. He tells you that they're in this. It's a great hall. It's a large hall, and they patrol it. So you might have to be careful there crossing it because you'd want to maybe time it or make sure that they're not patrolling at the time that you cross the hall.
And the room that the cultist leader's a little. So what do you say, guys? We go after the cult leader. He can maybe let us know if there's traps, stuff we can, I mean, if he dies in the process, I don't really. And then we can save kids.
Sounds great.
Yes. Step at a time.
All right. Well, once you're ready, feel free to move your tokens up here.
If I could I take a moment to cast ritually find familiar?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'll go ahead and do that, and a small owl appears on my shoulder.
I think Eustace is going to disguise himself as a bugbear before we proceed. And maybe we'll even, if we're going to run into some ogres and stuff, he'll have to keep casting this, but silent image of an ogre to accompany us and maybe draw some fire.
I can help with that. That's a great idea.
All right.
So hold mine for the next batch.
Nice meeting you, Kelno.
Are you sure you don't want to come?
I mean,
He gives
is
a
it
wave.
not so refreshing to like rationally negotiate with somebody down here?
Do we want
Really,
him?
it's nice to have a friend.
He's
Do we
totally
want-
betraying us, but it was nice while it lasted.
He'll say he's happy to come with you if you want. However, he's serving like a second purpose for being here in the temple, and he's sure that Ulgrist could handle it himself, but he'll point out these doors to the north of the temple, and he'll explain that those doors are among several sets of doors that 50 years ago were sealed to keep Zuggitmoy in. He says that there's 4 sets of them in total. 2 sets of them have already been sundered. So these are the doors that have the silver chains and the runes. So the original doors to the temple chapel up top, those have been sundered. The doors that lead down into the Earth Temple were also sundered by the Earth cultists. So he's sort of hanging out here in hopes. Now, the other side of these doors leads up to the first level. So he predicts there could be some of Larif's people up there. He's not sure. He hasn't heard a ton of noise or anything, but he's concerned that in time they may try to break these chains or break these seal. So either way, he says he's willing to come with you if you want, and that Ulgrist can stay behind and kind of man the door here. But
Alex Eustace would light up a lantern as he gets to the base of the stairs there. Awesome, thank you.
So as you move over here to this hallway, quick description as you're heading there. The walls of the hall are painted with scenes of evil, death, and destruction. All of the kind of landmarks of the cult from 50 years ago, Zugget Moy's version of the unified cultists and their sacrifices of captives. In many of the depictions, they're like villagers and farmers and things like that. You're coming through the great doors of the air cult, or the air temple, and yeah, you can see up across the way a set of double doors that you probably likely suspect head towards the fire temple. There's a corridor here that you see, and a bronzewood door right here. And then going forward, you see what is darkness at the end of that hall, but likely that is opening up into that great hall that he was telling you about that was being manned by the hobgoblins and the ogre.
So is this where... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that would be the door that Lix would have seen Alrum being taken to.
So yeah, Udo's gonna kind of head up that way and prepare to maybe go in first.
What's your passive perception? It's like 12. Okay, I'm gonna say,
Yep.
As you approach that door, you don't hear anything on the other side of this door, but you sort of hear echoey conversation from the big hall.
I'll put my if possible, I'll put my hand on Udo's shoulder. Just go like this to him, and I'll close my eyes and send my owl forward. Go ahead.
Okay. I will move your token up there just so your
That's fine.
so your token can kind of see and everything. And so your owl darts up there, and you can tell me if you want to push it any further. But your owl kind of maybe like does like kind of a quick swoop and sees that there is indeed an ogre. Well, actually, your owl probably has dark vision out to 120 feet.
I'd have to take a look real quick. Right. Owl has dark vision. Yep, 120.
Okay, so you can see more. I'll just move the token up a bit more so you can see the scene. So what you see is it looks like a bugbear who is addressing a human. This human is wearing chainmail, and he's got a cloak that he is wearing, the insignia of which is this like very kind of like a stylized red skull on a black cloak. His shield also bears that symbol as well. And then he is flanked by another human, and two half-orcs.
Okay.
And there's sort of like a conversation that is playing out here. It seems like this bugbear, he's like reporting in, or, you know, he just says, Commander Feldrin, my company is all accounted for and assembled. We fortified this location, we formed ranks, and we will take shifts to cover all fronts. We will make sure that no one descends down these stairs. And then Commander Feldrin says, very well, Draws. Your service will be well rewarded by my master. Soon reinforcements will be on their way to bolster your force. Just hold out a bit longer, and give the wizard more time to teleport in reinforcements so we can push back and exterminate these vermin from Hamlet. You will move fast
They
in our
know our
ranks,
name.
Straws. And so that's sort of what's happening here. Seems like the directive to these bugbears is protect these stairs up here. As the owl darts around, you probably also see this is the hall that leads to the cell block that you could go to explore.
All right.
Probably you don't know where that goes.
All right.
But-
This is the hall, correct? Okay,
Yep.
so I would know that. All right, sounds good. It'd come back, land on my shoulder, and I'd for a moment, I just open my eyes wide, look, and I'd point to this door, and I'd kind of motion that we go in this door here.
That we go in?
I would just say that we should go in. I would, motion that it'd be best that we go in this way.
So yeah, I'm gonna then I will listen at the door, and then if I don't hear anything, I'll check if the door's unlocked. If it is, cautiously enter. If I don't hear anything.
The door does seem to be locked, but you don't hear anything as you're listening.
Should I break it down, guys? You know how I love to break.
Perhaps.
Again,
You see Wix. You see Wix, and the doctor is like, no.
And she's gonna go ahead and go up, grab her thieves' tools, go to try to see if there's any. Oh,
I will help.
Not
Okay.
without a little guidance from Eustace.
if there's any area for thieves' tools.
Yep, you can definitely do that.
Okay.
Udo's seen a couple of these things float on people. Sometimes step back.
Sounds good.
That's fair. It's a sleight of hand. Is that what that is, Alex?
It'd be a thieves' tools check,
Okay,
but
it's
it might be the
fine.
same modifier.
Okay. These tools, because that would be proficiency with them. So that would be 5. Yeah. Okay, I'll do thieves. I'll do what do you call it? Sleight of hand. Okay.
Can I help
At
in this
advantage.
situation?
Oh, did you? I'm sorry. Did you say it was good? Advantage would be okay or no? Did you say
That's
do
fine.
something? Okay.
So
that,
21.
And then the guidance. 22.
22. You managed to open it up after a few minutes here of working on it. You do so quietly. The door opens, and on the inside of the room, and you've got a bit of light. Someone's holding up a torch. It's sort of brilliant. When the light goes in there, it is reflecting off of white marble off the floor and the ceiling. And the walls here are kind of like this sheet of crystal. It's sort of, I don't know exactly, it's got like multiple faces of crystal. So it's not like completely even, but
Disco ball?
kinda, maybe like kind of like if you think of like a crystalline like cavern or something, it might be kind of like that. A little bit like a mirror, it's reflective. But don't who was opening of the door? This was Lix,
Yes.
and then you opened the door.
The door. I opened it. Yes.
Okay. And so as you open it and you're the first one that kind of sees in there, give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh. Okay, 19. Nice.
19. Okay. So you, when you're looking in there, you can see that there's like, it almost looks like there's movement in the reflective surfaces. Like, feel like you see a face once in a while, maybe a claw, tail, winged creatures. Like, you see all these different like kinds of, like in little, like each like facing of a crystal maybe is maybe like a foot tall, maybe just like 6 inches wide. So there's like, it's almost like incomprehensible how many things you're seeing. Almost looks like it encased in the crystal or whatever, moving, flailing about. And you see one of those facings kind of light, get real bright, like a light bulb that like went to like max radiance, and you kind of shield your face and your eyes and look down, but you felt like you were being pulled into that for a moment.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. I would look back to the party and actually say we have two options. We go ahead and we face a small army, or we move through this hallway.
Not a bright, but small and army. I mean, that makes it sound small, and yet also makes it sound like large. Talking.
Um,
What seems to be the issue with this hallway? Does it cause you discomfort?
I'm gonna say it's just a hallway, right?
I'd say the best option would be maybe to, well, shield your eyes as we move forward, and we get maybe to the safety of that door past there. I'm gonna go, if I can, I'm gonna
Might
send
I
in my
make
little.
a
Go ahead.
yeah, I was going to make a suggestion. You might have been on the exact same wavelength that I am. So I feel like you're about to say you're sending your owl in to see if it's sight-based. Is that not
Sure.
correct?
Yes,
I don't
Doctor
need to say
Heisenberg.
anything. I've told you already, my name's not Heisenberg. That's a professional title.
It comes with respect.
Well, it's much appreciated. But please call me Heinrich.
And she's gonna send her owl, if that's okay, moving forward to see if that would still.
Um,
I
will
think that
Doesn't
means
seem-
the
Charisma saving
army
throw.
is larger than smaller.
Uh, she'd raise up she'd raise up her fingers, and then maybe add a few more fingies up.
the owl going into the room doesn't seem to trigger anything.
Okay.
You're sending it in here, right? To kind of fly
Yes,
about, see if
yes.
it disappeared or whatever.
Get through here, yeah.
It seems to be no problem. I'm gonna say maybe because do you take control? Do you take control of the owl at any point?
I would first send it in to see if anything goes after it. If nothing goes, I would. It has flyby, but I'd make sure that I'd like on purposely bait those images I'm seeing to see if anything happens to it.
Okay, I guess what I'm getting at is you're right now, you yourself are doing everything you can to not look in the room again, right?
Yes.
Okay, so as you're doing this, you feel the connection with the familiar remains.
Okay. Well, since it might be best that we move forward, everyone, please cover your eyes as we do not make noise going through here. I will tell you what I see on the other side.
Follow. Put your hand on each other and close your eyes and follow.
I'm gonna close my eyes and put my hand out, and I'm just going to accidentally just hit Cherry, I think.
She kind of looks back, and then she like moves her tail up into your hands.
So
Sweetie.
this is starting to feel a little
have
like
a
a
tether.
trap to Eustace. I think he's gonna keep an eye cracked as he Congo lines in.
Okay. So everyone's sort of Congo lining into the room. Eustace, give me a charisma saving throw as you move in. And I didn't mention this earlier. The chat did buy everyone a reroll. I'm using a different overlay tonight. So I'm going to say for tonight, everybody's track your own rerolls. We won't have the pool like we normally do. So just make note that each of you has one reroll. And Eustace, would you like to use a reroll?
Yes, please.
Speaking of rerolls, what does the inspiration?
Inspiration, you can, before a roll, say, I would like to use inspiration to have advantage on this.
Oh.
Okay,
Thanks
24.
for the reroll, chat.
So, with your one eye open, you also, your eye catches like one blank facing of crystal on the wall that radiates and tries to grab hold of you. But you only had one eye open. You managed to like close the eye reactively, maybe, such to not to get pulled into the room. So with that though, we've got. I kind of want to get a sense of like the conga line.
Yep.
Lix is up first. Who's behind Lix?
I'll go behind Lix.
Okay, and who's after Udo?
Eustace will go.
All right.
Behind
sorry.
Cherry.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, so something like this.
Mm-hmm.
As you move into the room, and you're all have your eyes closed, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you're just feeling around. You Lix, you saw that there was another wooden door in there, so you're kind of feeling along
Right.
the wall, or feeling, try to get to there. Suddenly, you feel like the room kind of tremors, and out of the floor, a long lost wandering monster from days long past erupts through the marble floor.
Oh no!
I swear I watched one of these things.
Charisma checks.
Oh no!
Was it a gnome? There's like a little bit of gnome like stuck in its teeth for 50 years. So
Little bridges or whatever. Soggy
we will.
bridges.
The he's gonna get a surprise round here.
Oh, yeah.
As he tunnels up out of the floor. But who does he go for? Gonna go for Udo. So,
Tapping my eyes closed make my AC go down?
he'll have advantage, basically.
So yeah, 23 is gonna hit. Slashing.
13 slashing. Six slashing, and then he's gonna try to hit you with his mandibles.
Oh, calm down.
Jeez.
Calm down, DM. It's okay. We already have one death already.
Hang on, well, I have a feat that lets me
Yeah.
remove some of this damage, but it's only 3 hit points per attack, so I think I'm 7.
So 14, 17, 27 points total you took.
Yep.
Ouch.
So I'm down to 5.
And now we roll initiative.
I mean, let's
Hooray.
face it, guys. Eventually, I'm just gonna go nuts and succumb to the demon, anyway. So.
He's not dead yet.
So should we roll?
Yeah, go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
And we're going to start things off with Dr. Heinrich Chernov.
Oh, boy. He's just gonna look at the Umber Hulk and say, no. He's just gonna look at it just like with a weird, like, little twitchy eye.
Alright.
I'm gonna use Insightful Fighting. Could the Umber Hulk make a deception check? And let me know if it's a 15 or 15 or higher.
Sure. But you open your eyes.
I would probably have to in the moment of, holy crap, what is going on here?
All right. Give me a charisma saving throw.
Sure. Charisma, you got it. You know, I'm feeling quite inspired in this current circumstance. Wouldn't you say so myself? Yeah. Uber 14.
All right. You're good.
So
And
I
then
need
you-
the Umber Hulk to make a deception check. As I use my bonus action to Insightful Fight it.
Got a 9.
For the next minute, I can get sneak attack no matter what against it. I will then use my movement 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, go right next to Udo. Just like walk around as like, nope, 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 don't look at me. Udo, yeah, about you. Ooh, oh my. Just gonna fix that right there. He's gonna just do a little, healing hands. And he'll, get you some nice healing.
Nice.
Udo, what level are you?
I am level 4.
Ooh, excellent. You get a bonus to that. Udo, would you like to get 12 hit points back?
Very much so, thank you.
And that is everything.
All right. Coming up next, Lix. It is your turn.
Lex. All right, Lex would reach for the door, and hoping it is open.
It is also locked.
Oh, that's gonna be good. She doesn't make that noise. She stays very calm.
Like, if you need to unlock the door, I
That
can also
Lix
do it.
is so cool under fire.
Yeah, she is. I'm not, but she is. Figures, he says. And looks back. Well, no, doesn't look back. Feels back. And we'll go for a. We're gonna go for a. We're gonna go for a. She's gonna cast. Well. Ah! That yelling is.
Freaking you out?
It's good. She's gonna do a booming blade. She's gonna cast booming blade with a cantrip. So she's going to attack with her. She's gonna attack with her whip.
Okay.
If, go whip attack. 13 to hit.
That will not hit.
Okay. Sounds good. Whoa,
thanks for the jams, man!
Whoa, thanks for the jams. Thanks, Gabe, for the cheer.
He's going to then just move there. That'll be it.
Oh, Dave redeemed. Everyone gets a reroll, so add another reroll for all of you.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Lix, with your passive perception, when you move over to there, you can see there is a kind of a youthful man with kind of orangish hair, wearing a tabard that has the symbol that pointed star of the fire cult, and he's like pounding on one of the facing. It's like he's like a little. It looks like a little miniature version of himself, but he's in like one facing of the crystal, kind of pounding at it.
Oh. Okay.
Alex, do
Oh.
you have any rerolls? I do
are you doing in there?
not. Oh, thank you for the follow, Trebit D. Thanks for following the channel here. Thanks for hanging out with us. All right, so next is Noki.
So if I'm behind Cherry, we're not quite yet in the room.
Right, right. So as the turn is starting, your eyes are closed, and you hear a lot of ruckus up ahead.
I'm gonna squeeze Cherry's tail. Sorry, I think something's happening.
Yeah, I think the doctor just disappeared. I don't know what's going on.
I'm over here. It's fine. It's really not fine. It's bad. Oh my goodness.
And
God.
so at that point, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try and, without seeing anything, do something that will help. I have no idea what it is. I think, fairy fire. Let me try that. And so I'm going to go ahead and cast fairy fire.
Okay, I would imagine you'd have to open your eyes to be able to cast fairy fire.
Well, each object in a 20-foot cube range is outlined in a color of light of my choice, but it doesn't say anything about having to see where I'm throwing it. So would I have to? Let me see what it says. It's a visual.
Because you haven't seen the Umber Hulk, so you wouldn't know. Like, how would you know how to aim it?
But it's 20-foot cube. It's got to go somewhere. Now, I'm not being rational necessarily about that.
Okay, I'm just saying. So doing this would mean you're going to hit up like basically everybody. It's an ally.
Yeah, bring it on.
If you're good with that, we can roll all the saving throws and everything.
I am definitely.
Okay, so I believe it's a dexterity saving throw. So we need a dex save from Eustace, Udo, the good doctor, and Lix.
What's all this colorful stuff running from the sky?
You see?
Yeah, it's gonna be like a prism in there.
Wait, do I need to do one? Because I'm directly over.
You don't need to, because you wouldn't be quite in the area of effect.
Oh, okay.
Did I actually?
I'll just duck.
Okay. And what's your save DC? Looks like a 12. So, Lix and Udo, you are lit up by the fairy fire spell.
What?
Go ahead and see where that.
But probably don't know because their eyes are closed.
Lix knows.
Oh.
Lix can see. All right, anything else?
I can't see. I'm not opening my eyes, so no. Did anything happen? Did the noise change?
You made Lix and Udo very colorful.
Why am I bright?
Just try and avoid things and shoot at whatever it is that you're shooting at or hitting at or whatever you're doing at.
The Umber Hulk is going to get... Oh, wait. Udo is lit up? Ooh.
Udo is very much.
All right. Umber Hulk is going to continue to wham... Just keep hitting you. Now you're a glowy object. So here comes the Umber Hulk's first claw attack.
Oh, jeez.
What the hell?
24 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
10 points of damage. Second attack.
Yep.
I'm gonna, if I can, I am going to cast Silvery Barbs, and I'm gonna require you to re-roll that again, please, Alec.
Okay.
Fuck.
23 to hit.
You appreciate that.
Uh,
8 points of damage.
There's one more, isn't it?
There's one more. I was waiting for to hear if you were down or not.
I'm not down yet, but we're getting close.
Okay, Mandibles 17.
Misses.
Man, should I be an asshole right now? I have a reroll.
All in.
Is it your only reroll?
It's my only reroll.
Use it. Use it.
yeah.
I'm gonna use it.
All in,
Also, Udo, you're gonna
Fucking
be
more.
granted advantage from me as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, God.
24 to hit.
Double ones. Come on. That's not double ones.
15 points of damage.
Down.
Oh, the crowd's saying I have 2. Okay, I'll trust you on that. So I got 1 left.
Thanks, crowd.
Thanks, gang.
Hey,
guys.
showed up.
All right, so that's the Umber Hulk. Cherry, it is your turn.
Okay. Yeah. So Cherry's just frazzled. She's like, oh, darn it. And so she's gonna open her eyes to take a look.
All right, go ahead and give me that charisma saving throw.
Yeah. It's okay. She's relatively charismatic. This will be fine. Saving throw, you said?
Yep.
Possibly go wrong.
Okay, you got it.
Oh, okay. Alright, question. If I move forward, do I drag Gnocchi with me? Or is my tail long enough to kind of, if I just stretch? Or do I have to have her let go?
I didn't get the impression you guys were grappling each other or anything like that. You're just kind of using each other as guides. So if you move in, you're just moving in yourself.
Okay. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna say, stay here, and then I'm gonna scoot out. I'm gonna rage, and I'm gonna step in one to take a swing at this thing. Can I use a reroll for that?
Yep. And actually, before you do that, Jenna just bought everybody a reroll. So they got another one.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, Jenna.
Oh.
It got better.
It did get better. Does a 9 hit?
9 does not hit.
No. Yeah, alright, I'm just gonna swing wildly, and that's my turn.
All right. Next up is Eustace.
All right, Eustace. Oh wow, doesn't even know fairy fire has happened because his eyes are shut. All right, but hearing all this commotion and then really the loud sound as Udo is slammed to the floor right next to him, and he'll keep his wits about him enough to keep his eyes closed and will gather shadows to him and invoke his Fey presence and attempt to frighten the Umber Hulk in front of him. It doesn't look like I have to be able to see, so we'll just send that frightening energy out in the direction of mean monster noises and wisdom saving throw.
All right, wisdom saving throw. Come on, Hulky.
Damn. All right. That is action. That will be it for Eustace.
All right. Next up is Udo.
Death savings throw time.
You have advantage.
Okay,
If
cool.
you want to use it. I
Yeah,
think it
I
goes
probably-
for saves too, yeah.
So wait, so I just get advantage from what you cast, or do I
For
have
my
to
barbs,
choose
you
to
get
use it?
the next attack, ability check, or saving throw you make within a minute, you get an advantage.
So yeah, so I will use that. I don't see how to do it from
You
D&D
can just
Beyond. I'll just roll the D2.
Yeah, you can just roll them.
Oh yeah, you're gonna need the advantage on that one. Oh, are you serious?
Oh man.
The one fail.
Okay. Yep, one fail. You know what? Actually, let me use a reroll. I'm gonna use a reroll.
Yeah.
They reroll
We do
at
that.
advantage.
Okay, cool.
So
There's one.
let's see a crit.
You got that 20.
Yeah, let's see a crit here. Nope. Nope, but I got a success.
Yep. So one success. That's the end of round 1. 6 seconds after opening those doors. Boom. Dr. Heinrich Chernov, it is your turn.
Oh, I don't want to be the one stabbing. It can't be me. He's gonna go over to Udo, immediately perform first aid, medical attention, shenanigans. He's gonna do
So,
a medicine check.
Your eyes were open, right, at this point?
They sure were.
Okay. You've already done a charisma saving throw?
Correct.
Okay. So this time around you have to do a different kind of save because of the Umber Hulk's confusing gaze. Charisma saving throw from him.
Really? Charisma. Oh. You know, feels like a perfect opportunity to use one of the rerolls.
I heard Alex's voice in my head. Would you like a reroll?
Oh,
Oh no.
bad things.
Bad things.
Doctor is befuddled.
So you can't take reactions until the start of your next turn, and you roll a d8 to determine what you do.
So right now I do nothing. That what happens, or do I roll now? For the
Yeah, roll the...
D8 you said?
Yep, d8.
2.
You do nothing. So, the good doctor is just kind of frozen there, looking down at Udo, like, mouth agape.
Heisenberg.
Say my name.
Say my name.
All right, Lix, it is your turn. Same
Okay.
thing.
Yep. Here we go. I might re-roll that. Oh, nat 20.
Got it.
Okay. And just to be clear, the only two that are fairy fired are myself and Udo.
Yes.
I would first calmly say, please put this light out. And then I would go to the Umber Hulk and try to attack again with casting cantrip Booming Blade. So I attack with my whip. Oh my goodness. God, it's like, I don't know. Lately, we haven't been having the best lucks with rolls anywhere. I'm gonna re-roll that one. Just, yeah, I'm gonna re-roll it. There we go. Let's try that again. A 23.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so if The creature willingly moves 5 feet. It'll take 1d8 damage.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Damage for this one. Normal. All right. And then I get to add my sneak attack to it. All right. Big money, huh? 7 points total.
I mean, you're the first one to do damage, so
That's the first
congrats.
damage.
Yeah, it's
Hooray!
it's past time. Well done.
And I should know this yet. Are rogues able to bonus action dodge? No.
It's a
No.
monk.
Would be nice though, huh?
Yeah.
You can bonus action leave.
I could bonus action leave, yeah, but I don't know. Ah! Oh.
Depends on
Yeah,
the door.
I could bonus action leave. I'm gonna go here and say, please put me out. Please put me out.
All right. So Naki, it is your turn. Your eyes are closed.
Anybody.
My ears are not. So did you tell me to put out the light?
Yes,
And I
please.
just dropped my concentration. And so there goes fairy fire. And so I can't do anything with my eyes closed. The hell with it. And I open my eyes. So I guess
Okay.
my turn to do the throw.
Yep. And Gabe just redeemed by everyone a reroll, so another reroll for you all.
Thank you, Gabe.
Thank you.
Seems like you need it.
Oh, that. Ow.
The way I'm rolling, yeah, I'm gonna need it just to survive this.
Seems odd. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do a re-roll of that.
Okay. Okay, you make the saving throw.
Nice.
Okay.
Not pulled into the crystal.
Which I'm not even fully aware of, other than the fact, well, nothing happened. So I'm going to have to. Oh, I can see now, and this time I want to go ahead and cast Shatter. And this way I can actually control it. So it's a 10-foot sphere. And I just stick it right on top of the Umber Hulk's head because everybody's so nicely lined up.
Okay.
Nice.
Give me an Arcana check.
An Arcana check. Okay.
All right. You cast this shatter spell, and DC 12 con for the Umber Hulk. Solve that.
Oh,
Oof.
this is like Umber.
All right, 21. He makes a save, so he'll take half damage.
Let me hit damage.
So you see this big hulking creature stands some 12, 13, 14 feet tall with this rusty brown carapace and these big, huge mandibles. You cast the spell and you can kind of see maybe like a little bit of like, I don't know, crack in his outer armor. And he gets real pissed and raging, and he's just swiping kind of chaotically around. But then you notice the shatter spell has also dealt some damage to the crystalline wall that is essentially a prisoner for all sorts of different things. So
Go on. What sorts of things
all sorts of
are the
different
one who
things.
knocks?
Friend or
And
enemy?
actually, I think right now is a good chance for us to let's end with here. Go to break with a little bit of suspense. What's going to pop out of the wall there? Let's say a 10-minute break, just to give me a chance to kind of set this up. And we've been sitting for a bit, so thanks everyone who's hanging out with us. We're just going to take a short break, and we will be back momentarily. So stick around and see what kinds of fun stuff come out of the wall. All right. Hey everybody, we are back, and we are in the middle of some crazy shit happening here in the Temple of Elemental Evil. So basically our adventurers exploring the temple, they came into this room. Its wall facings were all composed of this crystal, kind of jagged, multi-faced crystal on the walls, and inside each facing of the crystal, little images of creatures or beings that had been trapped by the curse of this place. Characters had come up with an idea of like keeping their eyes closed, maybe just walking through here, getting to the door and getting out. Unfortunately, a 50-year-old plus Umber Hulk came up through the floor right here and started wreaking havoc on everybody. They're trying their best. Udo is down currently, having taken the brunt of the damage from the mandibles and claws of this Umber Hulk. Where we just left off, Noki had cast a shatter spell, which did a bit of damage to the Umber Hulk, but also broke some of the crystal, and unintentionally has let out a little demon, a little quasit, little maybe 2-foot tall little demon with very sharp talons and kind of like an insect-like face that's kind of hissing and like kind of chaotically kind of looking about. We have a gnoll that has popped out, who's seems like his eyes are darting to the doors and currently is kind of looking this way. And then we also have a jackalware who has popped out. So it seems that doing damage to the wall, to the crystal, will free whoever. So there's probably dozens upon dozens of creatures contained within like each 5-foot section of wall. It's just that these were the ones that completely cracked open and released these 3. So Noki, you had just taken your action to cast the shatter spell. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Yes, I'd like to go ahead and take a bonus action. And I want to use... Okay, I want to use Healing Word. Odin.
You wouldn't be able to... Can't do that, yeah.
Yeah, thanks. I forgot about that. Okay, then I can't do that. So that is my only... I don't have another bonus action, so I'm done.
All right, let me roll these folks into the action. And you can add stuff to the action too, folks at home. If with your redemption of a wandering monster, you could have something of your own pop out of the wall.
The gift that keeps on giving.
The
Also,
gift that
Alex,
keeps on going.
just,
Yeah, I see we got a redemption here in the chat from TC Lighter. Just redeemed a natural 20 on a death saving throw. So I think I know where that is going.
Nice. Big. That was a big one.
All right. All right.
So this knoll is up first, and it is looking for freedom. So it's darting over here. And it doesn't have a weapon or anything. But it looks pretty feral and scared. And so it just runs up here and goes ahead and tries to take a bite at Cherry.
Yep.
22 to hit.
Yeah.
So 6 points is the full damage, so three points since you're raging. And then it becomes the Umber Hulk's turn. And the Umber Hulk, its attention has been drawn to any number of things out in the hallway. It looks pretty pissed off. So it's going to first... It's going to take one swing at Cherry with a claw attack.
Oof.
Yep.
25 to hit.
Dude, this thing has not gotten below a 20 on an attack roll.
He's having a great
Had,
day.
had a long time to
HQ
practice.
kid. Yeah, he's had a long time to
It's an elder Umber Hulk.
He's charged up. He's been saving all of his rerolls. All right, so
Sorry, no, I
five points of damage to Cherry. Its second claw is going at this knoll.
So does that go down to 3 or
Yeah.
2, Alex? Or is that after?
The full damage was 11, so you can
okay.
round that down to 5. Let's see, a 19 is going to hit a knoll. And 7 points of damage to the knoll. And then mandibles. Say that's a toss-up. This one's going towards Cherry. $18.
Yep.
All right, you can round that down to 8 points of damage. And then it is Cherry's turn. So this thing is just like attacking the two things that are in its way. It's trying to like, seems like move towards the door.
Just trying to math. Okay. Cherry doesn't like where she is, but she can't move. So we're going to, I guess, take a swing at the Umber Hulk for now.
Heyo,
20.
there's a critical hit.
Alrighty. Okay. Much better.
That's nice.
We needed that.
Yeah. Okay. Damage.
Woo!
Oh, wow.
Man.
That
Ouch.
is a big
Pachi
ouchie.
mama.
Nicely done. Max damage.
Oh.
Really max damage.
D.
So I can't move through allies' spots, right?
You can. It's just double movement.
Double movement. Okay.
And she can move over me, right? Because I'm down.
Yeah, it'd still be double movement to move through your square, but
And you can't move through an enemy though, or on.
can't move through. Yeah, correct.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna just take the rest of my movement to cross over to the other side of Udo. Just because I
So-
want to let things get out.
So
Is that allowed?
totally my bad because I missed it. I'm not going to make Cherry do it after the crit and everything. But at the starts of your turns, unless you're telling me that you're diverting your eyes and effectively making yourself blind, you'll have to do that charisma saving throw from the confusion gaze. So help me to remember that.
Do you want me to do that now, Alex?
No, I'm gonna say, don't worry about it. It's my bad because I didn't remember it.
Okay.
And I don't want to unintentionally undo your turn. So, but in moving over there, the Knoll will take an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, that's fair.
21.
Alex is
And-
out for blood.
3 points of damage after rage.
Okay.
And that will bring us to Eustace.
All right. Eyes closed is a liability for Eustace at this point. So, opening his eyes at all of the new noise and commotion, I think he will shrug off the confusing gaze.
Yep. You're good on that.
And thinking quickly, will cast Charm Person at 2nd level and target the Knoll and the Jackalware
Okay.
with wisdom saving throws. Oh, of course.
Gosh darn.
Jackalware.
On.
All right,
Is
and
friendly.
we'll call out to both of them, just in common, and say, "Earn your freedom by fighting against this beast with us, and we will go our separate ways in peace."
The Knoll kind of hisses and starts to cackle as it's making its way towards the door, but the Jackalware just looks at you and gives you a nod and turns its attention to the Umber Hulk.
That's an action. I would eat a bunch of op attacks, so we'll stay put because that's slightly less worse, and end his turn there.
All right. Next up is Udo. There's a nat 20 for you, so you can start your turn with 1 hit point.
Yes.
Unless you want to save it.
No, I'm gonna take it. And thank you, thank you very much to whoever gave that to us. So yeah, I'm back up, and I'm just trying to decide whether I want to drink this potion now or wail on this umber. I guess I will.
Oh, you can second win too, right?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. So that's okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna attack and then. Yes. Thank you, sir. Okay, cool. So Udo's going to go for the attack. And we'll take a re-roll on that.
Okay.
Does the 15?
15 will miss.
And then I will take my bonus action to
Oh, real quick, did you do the charisma saving throw?
Oh, no, I did not.
Nice.
Okay, you're good.
So yeah, I'll use my second wind to regain 1d10 plus 4. 9 hits. 10 now, and yeah, that's my turn. Thank you.
All right. The Jackalware is up and is going to attack the Umber Hulk.